gentlemen, introducing our officials for this match. Our first referee, Bobby Celso, national referee. The second referee is Joven Racelis, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First, for the CHERY TIGGO crossover. Outside striker from the United States, number 1, team captain, Kat Bell. Center from the National University, number 4, Jasmine Abor. Opposite hitter from Adamson University, number 7, Mylene Pat. Outside spiker from De La Salle University, number 10, Ara Galang. Middle blocker from the University of the East, number 17, Seth Rodriguez. Middle blocker from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 22, Pauline Gaston. Starting libero from the Far Eastern University, number 24, Buting Duremdes. Head coach for CHERY TIGGO is Kung Fu Reyes. And now the starters for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Middle blocker from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 7, team captain, Maddie Matayag. Center also from Ateneo, number 3, Tina Wong. Outside spiker from the University of the East, number 4, Mean Mendrez. Opposite hitter from the National University, number 6, Dindin Santiago Manabat. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 8, Micah Ortiz. Outside spiker from Greece, number 20, Zoe Faki. Starting libero from Adamson University is number 16, Tang Ponce. The head coach for Choco Mucho is Dante Alinsunurin Jr. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is CHERY TIGGO versus Choco Mucho. This is the PVL.
Our two teams headed in two different directions, hoping one will go continuously on the winning track while the other wants to get back on the winning track. The starters, Mela.
Well, different storylines for both these teams, but let's head on to the starters. Of course, we see Paat finally starting for Coach Kung Fu Reyes. On the other side, we see Wong getting back in as a starter, replacing Alba, who started last game. And also a surprise starter in Mean Mendrez, replacing Royce Tubino. So very interesting start for both teams.
And I think this is the way Dante Alinsunurin prepares his teams. In training, doesn't have a regular 6. Okay, this is the game we play today. This is the 6 that will start off for here today as we get underway with our first of 3 games in the schedule. And a block point is scored quickly.
Just look at that coverage pattern for the Flying Titans. All 6 players were inside the attack line, so no one was there to cover for that long ball.
And the point, first point, belongs to CHERY TIGGO. Ara Galang. She's gotten used to that red hairdo already, huh? In the meantime, Mendez, and that'll count as Mendez gives the first point to Choco Mucho.
It's actually what Mean Mendrez is known for, even back in her uni days, or even when she was starting for the high-speed hitters before. Yung mga off-the-block hits niya, really a lot of variations every time she attacks.
Choco Mucho trying to insert some energy into their game here. Even the bench players right now trying to energize their team. In the meantime, that's received by Pat on the other end. Bell, first attack.
Talk about the front lineup of Choco Mucho. A very tall lineup to contain the attacking efforts of Kat Bell, but still not good enough on her first attempt.
You know, Kat is just such a powerful hitter and such a versatile one, making good decisions even when she's in flight, as Gaston will have her first service duty. Dina, here's Faki. Gaston on the receiving end. Regalo pounced upon. Lexi has her first 3 points.
Sir Seven Mela, I was greeted by a loud and cheerful hello, and that's how Kat Bell fills the whole room with her loud energy. And with that, despite dealing with a minor injury, her teammates were incredibly patient with her, and today she woke up feeling 100% full of smiles. This morning, she shared with me a special moment of reflection. She looked at a picture of herself from 2 years ago, recalling the struggles she faced back then. Now she's fully embracing the joy of the moment. It's a full circle moment for Kat, being in the Philippines, her favorite place to play. She's refreshed, renewed, and surrounded by some of her best friends like Pauline, Gaston, along with former competitors who are now teammates. So expect a stellar performance from Kat today. Back to set one, brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app as the rally goes on.
Thank you very much, Alexis Tinsay. This shot scored upon, and Choco Mucho trying to get going here with a 2-point lead. Lumalabas, Mela, no? It's so important with the import. You also, it's a bonding thing also. Pakikisama rin, eh. You blend with the import tries to blend into our culture. It's a combination of two things.
Of course, we've seen other imports also improve in terms of their performance as they go along here in the PVL conference. Kasi yung bonding nga, doon din na i-insert.
And they are relied upon to score, so their skills get sharpened even more as Bell on court. It's playable. Dina Wong right there, right place, right time. Here comes Din Din. That hits the antenna, it's still shaking.
Santiago Manabat unable to adjust to that set by Mike Ortiz.
Parang wala na space, ano?
Parang she really tried to avoid the hands of Kat Bell. Of course, Kat Bell also part of the best blockers department.
Puting Durandes keeps it very much in play. Goes to the other side. Hoisted high by Mendres. Tang Ponce gives it to... Oh, missed it. She took her eye off the ball, looked at the spot, and missed the attack.
Back-to-back errors committed by Santiago Manabat. We featured her on top of the coverage. She is the most efficient attacker, but also every time she gets frustrated, we can't deny her frustrations kasi nakikita agad talaga sa laro niya. And I think that's been her brand. Pero ito yung maganda, bumabawi naman.
Dina such a smart setter. Sabi niya, okay, Mela, I agree with you. Medyo nadidisappoint si Din. Bigyan natin ng isa pa. At nakabawi. That's such a volleyball term. Bawi, kapit. Mga terms natin dito, ha? Samantala, Santiago Manabat with her serve. From the middle we go. It is down and out, and it's Choco Mucho back in front by 2.
Maddie Madayag just looking at the ball right after she blocked it, making sure it's not gonna get back on their side. A single block against Rodriguez.
This is not the biggest of crowds we've had, but this is probably one of the noisiest. This is very much in play. Nice slide on the floor. Dina battling in the middle. It's kept very much alive. Paki playable. Bell got to it. Bell will fire away. She's rejected.
In the previous conferences, blocking has always been one of the main strengths of the Flying Titans throughout the years, and right now it's the perfect time for them to use it against a very offense-centered CHERY TIGGO crossovers.
That's such a good point, and let's see if that will hold here today. They have a 3-point lead. In the meantime, Santiago Manabat, who has struggled with her serve through the years, missing the end line, and it's now a 7-5 count. Bell will serve. Biglang big sister si Kat Bell, no? Siya ang ginawang captain ng CHERY TIGGO. Faki, in the meantime, it's airborne. Durandes makes it a set. Galang fires. Ponce right there. Dina, moment of indecision that time by Maddie, but she ended up hitting it over. Faki gets it to bite.
So Faki stepping up to the occasion as they take the lead 8-5.
Okay. 8-5 po ang score natin at maagang umabante ng Choco Mucho. Not much production from CHERY TIGGO so far. Parang si Bell at saka si Gaston. Tapos errors lang ng Choco Mucho ang nagpo-provide ng puntos para sa CHERY TIGGO.
That's right, itong Choco Mucho nakapag-produce ng puntos nila, but we're not even seeing the best game yet of CHERY TIGGO crossovers for this to be that match that we've been anticipating.
At first set pa lang tayo as this is underway. That's blocked solidly.
Again, the blockings of Choco Mucho Flying Titans in full display today. I believe this is their second kill block already of the set. Look at Mean Mendrez. Great penetration of her hands, and Maddie Madayago also closing out the gap.
Yes, very clearly so. Choco Mucho with a 4-point lead, with Faki serving at 9-5. Galang, it's just close to the net. Dropped over, Ponce kicks it high. Here's Mendrez. Where the floor is there, the rookie. Bell, Faki, and Faki says, keep it alive. They do. Combination at the middle. Bell makes it a set for Ara, who cuts it up. Manabat. Here's Faki from the middle. Short.
Great display of defense from both teams, most especially on the side of the Flying Titans. But again, the problem remains, at least in that scenario where they failed to convert their great defense.
It's not how long you keep the ball. After a while, you just have to score the point, which is the object of the game. Here comes this serve. Sails in very cleanly. Seth Rodriguez with the serve. This one is out.
You saw the intention of Mean Mendrez to really swipe it out the hands of Maylene Paat, but Paat is really roofing that last attack.
Here's Rodriguez, second time to serve, looked long, but Ponce was committed to it. Here comes the attack. Mendrez missed the target down the line.
Back-to-back points coming off from Mendrez attacks. Earlier, it was a kill block by Paat, and this time, nailang naman siya dahil very established yung blocking ng CHERY TIGGO against her.
Dante
To that error.
Sorry, Dante Alinsonorin was trying to be calm at nawala yung lead nila, no? But Seth unable to get her serve rather over in the third try.
So far, errors are really dictating the pace of this match for both teams. 2 errors already from CHERY TIGGO and 4 on the side of the Flying Titans.
Reverse set, but kept in play cleanly. Mendrez tries to make up. Here comes a set. Bell. Oh, good defense on the floor by the Flying Titans. The rookie contributing as well. Galang gets it to hit the floor.
Other attackers would be hesitant to attack balls that are far off the net, but no problem for Ara Galang. Just look at the display of ball control, wrist action, knowing how to make that ball land right away.
College pa lang kayong lahat. Yung mga angulo na ganyan, baliwala kay Ara. In the meantime, that serve is botched. And it's now at 11-9 count here in the first.
The pattern continues for both teams. Pupuntos, itatapon right after. So I guess here in the first set, whoever gets to maintain a cleaner type of game.
Who gets a string of points to get this first set? Oh, Faki bungles it. And she apologizes. Gaston scores her second point. Then it's now an 11-10 first set.
Look at the overlap in the pattern of Faki and Dina Wong. It was actually Dina facing the direction of the attacker, so that should have been her ball.
The familiar play from Micah Ortiz.
Great to see Micah Ortiz also being a consistent starter for Coach Dante as she continues to contribute for the team.
Ano yan eh, UST pa lang instant offense na yan eh. Pag nandiyan sa floor yan, you can count on a couple of points being scored very quickly. Where the floor is there, Bell unloads. Tang Ponce applying extension pressure. In the meantime, double contact.
Kitang-kita yung violation doon kay Mean Mendrez, but nonetheless, that was such a great dig by Tang Ponce. Just 1 point behind, and don't look now, Catbell already in the front line.
At saka ito yung sinasabi mo eh, no? Hindi maka-string together ng at least 3 points on either side, save for that 8-5 lead earlier by Dante Alinchino's team. Santiago Manabat scores her 3rd point.
Great acknowledgement from Dindin. She knew that Catbell was a bit too tight guarding down the line. Na medyo nauna tumalon eh. So she waited for the blockers to go down bago niya paluin yun.
Here comes Bell with the ding. And she is denied entry at the net. It's a 3-point lead anew for Choco Mucho.
Well, this will always be the main problem for CHERY TIGGO. No? Pagbantay sarado si Bell, who's gonna step up. Because right now, this isn't the most explosive Catbell as Coach Kung Fu calls for this timeout.
Ang laki-laki ng area dito. Sisiksik natin, i-challenge natin pare-parehas siya. Yung marunong magbasa lahat. Paikutin mo na dito. Sino kumukuha ng punto? Si Ponggay, si Ponggay. Kumukuha tayo dito, wala. Huwag mo ipilit. Kunin mo muna dito para mag-isolate man lang tayo. Naka-establish yung block eh. Kanina pa eh. Lahat ng pinapalo ni God malakas, pero deflect. Naiintindihan mo ba? Naiintindihan mo. Gamitin mo to. Mag-zero tempo ka, pwede kang mag-backflip. Ang dami-dami na
Ay, buhay ng setter. Ikaw ang unang nakikita.
Coach Kung Fu also sharing some instructions dun sa kanilang middle. Of course, Seth Rodriguez is in the front row right now. Binibigyan ng instructions pumasok eh, and the different options ng attacks na pwede niyang gawin. Kasi puro double block kay Catbell, but their coverage is absent. However, this time, no need to cover on that one. For taking matters into her own hands.
Gawa puntos ba kailangan mo, Coach? Ito. I love the development of Jasmine Abor as a player.
Very interesting also because previously in her career she was an attacker, and right now we see the likes of sila Jel Cayuna also playing, playing as an attacker. Medyo gradual pa nga eh. Minsan papapaluin lang. Ngayon nagpi-play na. So let's see if may mga ganyang bala din itong CHERY TIGGO. Scores off another point for the Flying Titans. So far, very consistent ang CHERY TIGGO in targeting her. Of course, with the goals to exhaust her, frustrate her on defense.
I agree.
To hopefully affect yung kanyang offense. But so far, maganda yung atake ngayon ni Zoe Faki.
Bell, Ponce, not allowing it to drop. Santiago Manabat, her shot being played on that side of the floor. Denied. Galang kneeling down to keep it in play. Bell, Faki as the imports take on each other. Faki recycles, gets it to drop. One hand on it. They have to push it over. And Andres tracks it down. Here comes Faki. Missed it.
You can really see how well Choco Mucho prepared against CHERY TIGGO, because whether it's net defense or floor defense, nababantayan nila yung mga mabibigat na palo, especially ni Catbell. But again, the problem remains on the conversion, and right again, they committed a mistake or an error on that aspect.
Catbell all set to serve. Faki has to kneel down. This one crossover from Santiago Manabat. Faki scores on the regalo.
Faki making up for her previous error.
And we will take a short break here as we have hit. It should be 16-14. The referee is still Yeah, we have the second technical timeout. We'll be right back.
16 for Choco Mucho, 14 for CHERY TIGGO.
Okay po, katatapos lang nung volleyball competition ng women ng dalawang legs. Ngayon ang mga lalaki naman ang magte-take over. Watch and support the Alas Philippine Men's National Team as they fight on home soil sa CB League August 16 to 18. Tickets available via ticketmax.ph. 16-14. Mela Tunay put it so correctly when she said it's now a matter of converting your defense into points that will give you a spread. It's been a close first set thus far. And here comes Isamolde serving. Oh, that's an open house right there, that zone.
Seth Rodriguez finally executing yung kaninang instructions during their timeout na pumasok siya para magkaroon din ng ibang threat and offensive options. Itong si Jasmine Abor, hopefully to drift away the attention from the wingers.
Here comes the serve. Rodriguez. Wow, she wasn't sure about that. Toss pa lang, parang feeling niya mali na.
You know, we've been talking about the errors from both sides and we're actually looking for consistency on any side. But so far, yung nagiging consistent pattern here are the errors from both teams.
I think a bit of the tension of the game getting into the both teams. Let's see if they'll settle down in the second set. This one is elevated high. Galang! That is rejected as Ortiz and Wong connive.
Again, the preparation of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans really reflected in this game. Just look at that. The blocking pattern of that double block by Wong and Ortiz, talagang saradong-sarado.
Exactly. Ortiz already with 2 points, one on an attack and one off that block. In the meantime, a better separation perhaps for Choco Mucho rather. They now have a 4-point lead, but there's a challenge, the first of this match.
This is what the coaches always point out, no? Walang malakas na team sa team na nagpe-prepare ng mabuti because we've already built up how these two teams are from opposite ends of the standings.
Yeah.
Of course, from Pool A, as we see this block touch challenge, malayong-malayo itong palo ni Mama P sa kamay ng blockers, but the point will remain with the Flying Titans as we go back to that point earlier na kitang-kita kasi yung preparation ng Choco Mucho and clearly nabablanko itong CHERY TIGGO, and usually in interviews kapag may mga upsets na nagaganap, yan yung common na sinasabi nila, no, na talagang hindi nila in-expect na madidig sila ng madami, mababantayan sila, and yung counter na game plan, yun ang hinahanap natin on the side of CHERY TIGGO as they call for yet another challenge after that attack error.
Yung naunang challenge, feeling ko strategic yan. Without calling a timeout, malayo talaga eh, no? But they wanted to settle down the team that has fallen behind. That's okay. That's strategic. That's part of the game nowadays. Nakakatuwa yung mga bench players ng CHERY TIGGO. Try to do the NU cheer dances. Unique na unique yan eh.
Mamaya yan din, no, yung mga bench players yan, hihintayin natin kung bubunod pa ng spark plug.
Naku,
Itong
layo.
si Coach Kung Fu dahil lahat ng mga tao niya, yung mga usual bala niya, medyo hindi nagpo-produce ngayon. Talking about Catbell Aragala, who scored 16 big points in her Resurgence game, last game. But just look at that 5-point lead established by Choco Mucho. And throughout this set, they have been leading over the CHERY TIGGO crossovers. No bunots yet for Coach Kung Fu.
Alam mo, pining for a win itong Choco Mucho because their season has been up, down, and mostly down with 1-4 as their record. This is partially missed. Dina Wong and the reverse set. It's a drop. It's a drop.
That was actually a very hard set by Maddie Madayag. And so she thanked itong si Mean Mendres for still making something out of that.
Ginawa ng paraan no ha? Samantala, timeout si Kung Fu.
Natin na magkamali dyan sa service area. Tayo momentum, biglang error tayo, baliktad lahat. Ang hirap ibalik. Tulad doon, nakadalawang challenge na tayo, wala naman ang tumatama, di ba? Again, masyadong aggressive. Pababayin ulit natin yung tama natin. Nagawa na natin dikit na nga natin kanina So unfortunately, nag-error tayo. Ngayon, sunod-sunod. So ano ang kailangan natin? Huwag kayong tumigil. Akala outside, may sumisigaw na outside. Ibig sabihin, ball on play, huwag kayong tumigil. Kaya yung dapat ng defense sa likod Okay, yung support system ulit. Hanggang makuha ulit natin. Okay.
Yung timeout na yung Kung Fu. Ganyan tayo, tapos nag-error. Paano ba tayo dyan?
Maganda rin yung point na ni-raise niya, no? Kasi nga, talagang maganda yung dinidisplay na defense nitong Choco Mucho. Ngayon, nagiging over-aggressive sila sa atake.
Parang nagmamadali, para ma-counter agad. 5-0 run so far by Choco. One-handed elevation by Madayag. Nearly lost that. Where the floor got to it in time. Here comes the stretch by Isa Molde. Tagal ni Bell sa likod, ha? Nabor. Bell. Missed it badly.
Really not the usual CHERY TIGGO team that we are used to seeing. Kasi even these miscommunications, we rarely see those things. Kasi kanina, to your point, yung bonding actually among the PVL teams, sila yung pinaka-rich in bonding if you follow them on socials.
And then, kanina, doon sa feature natin, parang warm ng connection nila. And Cat Bell just so happy to be back in the Philippines. Drop that time. Wong keeps it alive. Here's Santiago Manabit. Bell missing that.
But now they are clearly rattled in this game.
Spike of the set. Hatid sa inyo ng Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Even yung offense ito ni Ara Galang, nag-iba yung timpla niya ng options and variations kasi bantay sarado talaga yung mga attempts niya kanina pa.
Daps the pole, sees action for the first time, giving Cat Bell a chance to catch her breath here, regroup. She's a little off here in the first set. Pero alam mo si Cat Bell, pag ganyan ang game niya, biglang puputok yan second set. Hindi, walang masamang set na sunod-sunod yan
And you know that the goal of Coach Kung Fu talagang magkaroon ng ibang perspective.
Correct.
Itong kanyang mga weapons because he took out yung kanyang top 2 attackers in Cat Bell and Ara Galang. But speaking of attack, just look at Micah Ortiz giving season 74 feels when she won UAAP best attacker. Those running attacks really her trademark.
I've lost the count of the aling season yun, but I remember that watching her and covering her in UST. 3 points already for her. Oh, good counter.
Ito naman yung maganda na through the years you see these veterans medyo nalilimit man yung playing time pero yung power in their hits talaga nandun pa din. Talking about Paat, Ortiz,
Iba-ibang generations ng UAAP to, Paat from Adamson, of course. Mendres from UE. Here's Mendres firing away, getting it to bite.
We saw a Mike Ortiz trademark earlier, and this time, this is the Mean Mendres trademark. Using that of the blockers, let's look at that. Targeting Jasmine Nabor and going down the line to get set number 1 for the Flying Titans.
It took Choco Mucho 27 minutes to pocket that first set, 25-16, and Melatunay put it so perfectly when she said there was a need for some scoring consistency, and they got some of it towards the end of that first set.
Initially, we did point out that the problem was with their conversion, and right now we've been seeing a lot of good defense from their end, from net defensive floor defense, and finally having a lot of point production from different players. We see Mendres chipping in 4 points, Manabat with 4, and even Faki with 4, Madayagan Ortiz with 3, respectively. On the other side, not a single player managed to score at least 3 points, diba? Even Catbell, Aragalang only scored 2 points. So makikita mo na talagang inaral as we see Choco Mucho doubling up on the attack output of CHERY TIGGO crossovers. Very uncharacteristic of both teams yan, no? Dahil ito nga yung talagang category that CHERY TIGGO has been impressive on so far, and Choco Mucho naman ang nagpapakilala on that department. And just look at the block points, 6 block points from the side of the Flying Titans. But the errors were also very noticeable from both ends, dahil yan din yung kung bakit nagpapalitan ng puntos kanina. But so far, yung naka-pull off talaga ng effective run ay itong Flying Titans, as they had that, I think, 5-0 run towards the latter part of the first set.
And now you were pointing out King Kung Fu trying to go deep into his arsenal. He has now brought Abby Maranyo to the floor, and my reunion with so many UAAP players is complete this afternoon. In the meantime, Tang Ponce, here's Mendres. Bell is back in action. Paat doing what she does best. Look at Paat and Maranyo combine at the net, but the first point belongs to Choco.
And first rally to start things up here in the second set. But look at the defense again of Choco Mucho. Kahit yung mga scrappy plays, basta may makatouch, doesn't matter kung perfect ba yung abot, sila na bahala to convert. And it is such a team effort on their side today.
Yes, clearly so. Galang, Ponce. Here comes Dina Wong. No relief so far in the game. She started out here. Dina pushes it over. Bang! Misjudged by Abby Maranyo.
Everything just working well for the Flying Titans. Even Tang Ponce in that rally, dumepensa sa likod kung mover sa harap. And of course, Dina Wong finishing things off from that rally, scoring her first point of the game.
Which is a familiar move from Tang Ponce, really. Good libero play. Galang hits it high. Faki trying to check herself from falling on that baseline. Here's the floor. Here's the reverse set. Is it inside? It is.
That was a miscalculated move by Tang Ponce, letting that ball go. She was actually on the line, kaya lang akala niya outside. And that is why coaches say, when in doubt, just get the ball, as we see Abby Maranyo on deck to serve.
Oh, she has the hairpins for today, which is her signature look. And that's scored by Choco off the block. They have a 2-point lead.
This is also such a good balance for Dina Wong, really setting up everybody.
Yes.
Kung makikita niyo yung scoreboard, dikit-dikit lang yung puntos nila, and everyone really contributing.
Parang she's confident, spreading the butter around and sharing the bread with everybody.
And very relaxed.
Yes, yes. I've seen Dina when she's flustered and she's disappointed. Naiinis siya sa sarili niya doon sa laro. And she's calm and collected here today. Well, 3-point lead and a first set win really helped.
The body language for both these teams are very telling. Like on the side of CHERY TIGGO, no, talagang frustration yung nakikita natin from their side.
Hindi nila magawa yung gusto nilang gawin eh. And their import is not yet producing eh.
Imagine the block points also. 3 blocks from Madayag, 1 from Mendres, 1 from Ortiz, 2 from Faki.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. In the meantime, here comes Mendres with her serve. Where the floor working. Here comes Ponce, keeping it in play. The reverse, Santiago Manabat, check ball. And Alexis Tinsay has this report.
Sir Seven Mela, Dindin Santiago Manabat of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans told me that despite the continuous losses, she's been improving individually because she believes that progress starts with each player taking responsibility and accountability for their own actions, which then translates into effective teamwork that we witnessed in today's set number 1. This approach includes openly communicating what they can and cannot contribute on the court by recognizing their potential weaknesses and strengths. The teams can build trust and accountability, adapting to Coach Dante's system with confidence, knowing that they are enough for each other. The strength of Royce, the precision of Kat, the stability of Dang. It's all enough despite losing some core veterans for the season. This report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Let's go back to set number 2 into the timeout.
Alam mo, based on that report also, maganda gising ng Choco Mucho. They took a look at the team standings and sensed, hey, we got to do something here if we want to be in the top 8. Only the top 8 will move into the next round after this second round robin sequence here, where the top teams from each of the pools meet the lower position teams from the other group as well.
Maybe they woke up and got sick of people saying they are at an unfamiliar territory.
Oo, sawan-sawa na kami dyan. Oo, alam namin yun. Ngayon lang kami napunta rito eh. In the meantime, Paki rejected. They recycle, doesn't get a second serving. It's Dindin who taps it over. The tap, Gaston missed it badly. The presence of Ortiz distracted her.
So far, very different yung nakikita natin, no? Kasi dito sa side ng Choco Mucho, everything going right. Whoever touches the ball, talagang
You're right, huh?
contribution yung nagiging result. On the other side naman, nakailang bunot na rin si Coach Kung Fu, and so far, parang yung connection, it's just very off today.
Oh, and finally, they get some glimmer of something positive as that was nailed by Aragalang, who now has chipped in 2 points.
Good target for Aragalang dahil ito si Mean Mendres covered the long down the line ball just behind Dino Wong. Kanina kasi nako-contain talaga yung mga palo niya because Aragalang had been targeting Tang Ponce.
Faki's shot is parried away. Galang, Ponce, right place, right spot. Dindin goes cross court. Vicar had a hand on it, but it was mishandled by the others. We'll pause for this first technical timeout, substantially by Choco Mucho here in the second. Okay, nagtutuloy po ang laro natin na Choco Mucho, displaying grit here in the first 2 sets. They took the first set 25-16 and lead 8-2 at the technical timeout turn.
We draw back to the stats from set number 1. Just checking back on the attack efficiency of both teams, 29% for Choco Mucho. Nakita-kita talaga natin today, but 14% for the CHERY TIGGO crossovers. They really need to improve on that, and this player whom we featured earlier, Gaston, can really contribute big time because apart from her skills, we know that Pauline is the type of player na talagang yung energy niya nakakahawa. Kung si Tang Ponce all smiles sa Choco Mucho, si Pauline naman yung ganyan for CHERY TIGGO.
Kat Bell capitalizes on the overpass or the regalo. And the last 2 points have been scored by the crossovers.
Of course, the CHERY TIGGO fans hoping that will spark things off from Kat Bell.
Madi Madayag with a gritty look, shooting that sharply. Look at this.
Great connection with Dina Wong. And kanina yung mga puntos niya all coming from blocks in this time. But very emphatic kill on the attack.
Kinamusta lang si Pauline sa kabila. In the meantime, that is safely within the boundary. It's a 9-5 first set.
Ito na, naglalabas na ng baon ng Cherry Tiggo as we take a look at this second tempo double jump quick attack from Pauline Gaston. They're very fond of that when it's Zakarandang, but right now it's so good to see the other middles also executing that.
Wong cleanly into the open spot that she's identified at the back of her head.
And look at Dina smiling at Ponggay. Very familiar with each other as they were teammates before in Choco Mucho and back in Ateneo. So yung tendencies ng isa't isa alam nila, and of course the acknowledgement also that there's no libero on the floor.
Sabi ni Dina, alala mo to? Ginagawa natin to dati. Galang keeps it from sailing out. Ponce has been busy. Madayag is foiled and it's recalibrated. And one hand, no whistle, we play on. Faki dances in the air. Here comes Bell, her version. Did she get it? Yes, what an angle.
Ganda ng setup doon ni Verde Floor. Setting it up a bit short para mas maunahan at maibabawan ni Kat Bell. Yung last attack na yan si Jen Yerva currently enjoying the game fresh from the Southeast Asian V-League where they won back-to-back bronze.
Kauwi lang from Thailand. What a gritty game by Alas. They fought and took the second and the fourth set and the fifth. And they had a very bad first set actually. In the meantime, back to PVL action. Watch this.
Again, specialty of the house. For Mean Andres, just simply using the hands of the blockers.
Napaka-underrated niya, no? You don't know it, but before you know it, Mendres has been burning you actually. She has 6 points in this match. Din says, I'll do this. Mendres says, my version. Maranyo flies. Bell is foiled and it's hit out.
Slow production for Kat Bell in this game today. We know she can pick it up, but she has to do it ASAP. 4 points already, 3 coming in this set. Just a point scored in the first set. And very uncharacteristic because in all their matches, she scored at least 20 points.
By this time, she's around the 8, 9, 10 point area na, no? In the meantime, Galang fires and misses the end line.
Look at the body language of Galang also. Talagang frustrated na rin pagdating sa atake. Kasi makikita mo yung disparity on that category. Number 2 si Cherry Tiggo. Sa attacking number 9 naman itong si Choco Mucho. Pero alam kasi nila kung ano yung babantayan eh, di ba? Dito ka magaling, okay, dito kami magpe-prepare. And the game plan is really working for Coach Dante.
Yes, and you played with and against Ara. She's one of the most transparent, di ba? Kitang-kita mo kung anong meaning ng game sa kanya. In the meantime, some separation now. 13-7 count here. Watch this.
I think that is the 9th block point of the Flying Titans. A very defensive match. Actually, it is an all-around match for the team.
Yeah.
And a very great display of teamwork.
Ang gusto ng Choco kasi is to get some run going here in the second phase of the tournament. With 1 and 4, they need as many wins as they can collect here. Ponce makes it a set. Then two defenders on the other side of the floor.
Finding the gap between that Maranyo and Galang double block. Look at that. Great transition from Manabat. After her block, talagang umatras siya to go for that transition play and she converts. Let's see if Karandang can be the spark plug for the crossovers.
They're looking for fire here. Oh, look at this. blocked out, and it's now an 8-point lead, 15-7 tally.
I mean, the attackers of CHERY TIGGO talagang napufrustrate na sila, kaka-power, kaka-target kung saan-saan. Meanwhile, Mayan Mendrez just simply doing things, not even her highest jump. Talagang papalo lang, magpapacheck.
We have a net violation, and Mendrez and Santiago Manaba tied with 8 points each. We have arrived at the second technical break of the second set. Okay, this coming weekend, August 16 to 18, come and watch and support the Alas Pilipinas men's national team at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium as they fight for volleyball pride on our home soil. You can get your tickets at ticketmax.ph. I think,
The Alas,
yeah, some of them are back home already.
And also from CHERY TIGGO, we see EJ Laure in attendance. Ito rin makikita mo na the pool of players in all the teams. Kasi sinashuffle nila. I think last time it was Paat who did not play.
Parang may lineup, tapos ang haba ng mga lineup. And it's up to the teams to, ito yung start list. Okay. Which is good. Everybody gets some opportunity.
And minsan depende rin kasi sa kalaban kung ano yung position na need nila i-fill in.
Which Dante Alinsunurin likes to do a lot of. Oh, that rolls off Ortiz. Kaya kung minsan sa socials, hindi maintindihan ng fans. Bakit hindi ginamit si ganito? Ba't hindi yan? Kasi yun yung game plan eh.
Meanwhile, Shaya Dorador, very consistent player for the CHERY TIGGO crossovers. One of the mainstays also.
Alam mo nung araw when UE was not really doing so well, she was the lone bright star for that team. In the meantime, combination! There she is. She has her second point of the match.
And to your point, lone bright spot, that's what she's becoming right now also. Taas ng porsyento. Kanina yung mga kasama niya, hirap pumuntos. But Shaya, 2-on-2 right now. Bagong pasok, mainit agad.
That's a good line. Kapapasok lang. Parang pandesal, ano? Mainit ka agad. Heto na! May tindahan ng pandesal, masarap sa may US. Sa may UST, alam ko yun. In the meantime, Ponce says, hello, everybody. Bell. Hindi makaikot ang rotation ng ng CHERY TIGGO. I think out yun. Nako, 17-9. Kaya hindi makapalo yung Bell eh.
And grabe kasi yung depensa nila. Talagang na-force mag-error. Kasi kahit saan nila targetin, kahit saan nila padaanin, nagkakaroon ng touch, nakaka-counter. Ganda rin ng matchup ng mga former Lady Warriors.
In the meantime, defensive gem. It is now 18-9.
The tallest front row for the Flying Titans is this rotation. And just look at the timing of Paki and Ortiz. Maliban dun sa penetration ng kamay ng blockers, talagang sarado eh.
Correct. Nowhere to go. Kalang blocked!
Look at that. See, Choco Mucho is just on a different level today. And that is why this format of the tournament format, this conference, very interesting. Dahil kahit nasa baba ka ng standings, you're still gonna have your chance to pick up your game and to still have a chance at the next round.
Kasi yung susunod na round, yung quarterfinals, 1-8, 2-7, 3, 6, 4, 5. The 10 so far in block points, Choco Mucho has registered 10 block points, and that has been a source of production for them. We have a timeout here on the floor.
Sige, everything put into place eh. Lalo na yung kabila. Tayo naman lagi talaga nawawala. Ang importante lang, sumusubok tayo. Gawin natin yung yung execution natin. Ngayon, kailangan muna natin ng pasa. Sinong kukuha ng long, sino sa short. Identify na natin agad. Okay? Saan yung yung transition attack, naado na tayo, bigla naman nawawala ulit. Bigyan. Huwag may sumabay dito sa kabila, dalawa, sit naman tayo doon. Again, sabi nga sa inyo, kailangan magbasa kayo ng kalaban. Okay? Naando naman tayo, kulang lang tayo sa push pa. Ganun lang kasimple, ha? Put more extra effort.
Cherry, fight, go!
Ang hirap din ng coaching, and you've trained, you've practiced, and you see it in the game. What's happening? May araw malakas yung kalaban, and then suddenly your team is not its usual self. So many techniques you have to employ to motivate the team actually.
And on that last timeout, makikita mo kalmado version ni Coach Kung Fu. Because we've seen him really explode in those timeouts.
We've seen him go bananas.
But ngayon, mukhang yung kailangan talaga nila is motivation and encouragement. Because so far, whatever they do, they cannot convert. And even Robles, a former UAAP Finals MVP, just having a difficult time getting across the net. And look at the disparity in terms of block points. I think this is their 12th.
12 na.
Oh, that is their 11th block
Basta
point.
marami.
And I think Coach Kung Fu also have exhausted a lot of people from his lineup. Another player just came in right now.
Kaya that's why Kung Fu has been saying, ilihis nyo. Naka-establish na yung block, ilayo nyo sa block. Faki gets it to crawl inside. And even she is playing one of her best games. She has 7 points.
The CHERY TIGGO crossovers can't seem to get their attacks onto the side of Choco Mucho. Ito namang CHERY TIGGO, hindi naman mapayungan ng mabuti yung atake nitong Choco Mucho. Dumudulas lang.
Oh, I think Robles got that. Robles, quite a producer of points. First of the game.
Ganda ng hanap niya ng butas doon, and very fearless because kung tutuusin, she chose the taller blocker and din Santiago Manabat, pero inintay lumagpas yung bola for that down the line
opening. Ang gusto ko kay Ses, hindi siya masyado matangkad, pero siya, superwoman eh. Lumilipad eh. Hulog, Dina Wong. Sabi, kayo nang bahala dyan. Santiago Manabat gets it to hit the floor. And we are at 23-10. Din now with a total of 10 points.
I don't even think that any fan expected this score today, 23-10. Of course, Choco Mucho having a lot of disadvantages stat-wise against CHERY TIGGO, but they're proving that they are still at it in this tournament as we see Ces Robles converting yet another one. Back-to-back points for her.
Masikip ang pinagdadaanan ni Ces sa mga points niya, pero they need it in any which way. So that's 2 straight from Ces Robles, former NU player. Oh, I jinxed her. si Boom madalas ganyan. Oh, I jinxed her.
I was gonna say, pinipili niya pa nga yung matangkad na blocker kasi magkasunod pinadaan niya kay Dindin. Kaya lang, kung gano'n niya kahirap pinadaan yung mga atake niya, ganun din kadaling tinapon doon sa service line as we see some substitutions for Coach Dante, Tolentino, and
Mars
Alba.
They'll try to finish the set. They're at set point with Mars Alba and Kat Tolentino here.
They want to maintain this big lead and contain Cat Bell.
Tang Ponce like a setter already. Faki handled well by Adorador, and it's on the line. Masterfully crafted move. Bicar doing that.
Nina Bicar finding that opening towards the end line.
pag nasasabi yung bigat, nakikita ko pa rin siya sa UST uniform niya. Lalo na yung yellow, yung gold, tapos yung black yung letters. It's the challenge. It does not proceed, and that'll bring the set to a close at hindi na ipupursu. So green card. Fair play situation.
The crossovers admitting to that violation as the Choco Mucho takes the second set after this hit by Maddie Madayag.
Which is the spike of the set, brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong Nampaya. Mela Tunay and Alexis Tinsay and the rest of the gang here at the Premier Volleyball League will give you your third set in just a short while. As you take a look at our scoreboard, you can sense the determination of this Choco Mucho team that has struggled in the conference to turn things around for them, Mela.
Well, definitely the stakes are higher for Choco Mucho, and that is why their performance today is just on a different level. We can completely say they have dominated the past two sets. As we take a look at the set 2 highlights, clearly they have really been dominating the attacking department. 34% efficiency versus their efficiency in the first set also just around 20s. But itong CHERY TIGGO below 20s, they improved into 25% here in the second set. They managed to convert more. 11 attacks out of 44 versus just 6 in the first set. So it was a better set in terms of attacking, pero in terms of effort, they cannot replicate or at least stay equally as offensive as the game of Choco Mucho dahil talagang yung effort ng Choco Mucho right now is just on a different level in all departments. No errors, a very clean game for the Flying Titans in the first set. Dahil kanina, ang dami rin nilang binigay kaya mas nakadikit yung CHERY TIGGO versus Choco Mucho in the first set. But this time, they maintained their game. They even improved it by not committing any error at all. But just look at the disparity. 6 blocks in the first set, 5 blocks here in the second set. They even scored an ace against the crossovers. Meanwhile, all the 11 points of CHERY TIGGO just coming off from 11 attacks. Pero, you know, against the overall and complete efforts of Choco Mucho, hindi sapat yung 11 kahit na mas mataas pa yan sa output nila during the first set.
Now, if you're CHERY TIGGO, you hope the winds of the ocean will change their direction because they're playing at a below par game based on their 4-1 record that they registered in the conference so far in pool competition. Bell tries to get them going. She scores her 5th point.
This is just her 5th point, and we did mention na in all their matches, she scored at least 20. And those matches, some of them ended in 3 sets, and right now we're at the 3rd set. So you can really see how slowed down her performance is, and that's all because of the efforts of Choco Mucho in containing her. Kasi when you look at CHERY TIGGO, especially in this conference, I know na you've seen the resurgence of Aragalang, the great potential of Gaston. Pero when you look at them, it's all about the Cat Bell show.
Yes.
So the game plan is contain Cat Bell, then the rest will follow. And that has been the story in this game. But here in the 3rd set, let's see. Dahil nakapuntos itong si Cat kanina. Let's see if she fires up and keeps CHERY TIGGO alive.
And changes the game for CHERY TIGGO. 2 points already by CHERY TIGGO against 1 by Choco. This is kept alive by Faki, who's playing a decent all-around game in all departments. Joust battle at the net. Nabor may have touched the net. Her shoulder was on the way.
Nabor also admitting to the violation as Choco Mucho now ties the game at 2. We, at least in this game, rarely see CHERY TIGGO taking the lead, but now it's cut already.
Alam mo sa experience ni Kung Fu, he knows my team is not playing its usual game here. I need something here. Gaston is rejected. In the meantime, here comes Ponce. The set. Faki drops a message. Galang keeps it very much alive. And we've got the 2nd longest rally. Faki fires where the floor is there. Nabor, Bell. Hey, they're managing the big shots of Bell. Faki. This one is also handled well, and here comes Galang, does not force the issue. Didn't feel right about it. In the meantime, and it dies in the water. Alexis Tinsay has a report.
Sir 7 Mela, despite trailing short in the first 2 sets, Pauline Gaston shared to me that they are still all smiles in the huddle, shaking off the jitters and the errors for the first 2 sets. Earlier, you mentioned Pongay, who shared with me how CHERY TIGGO has evolved to a young and energetic team with players from various university systems into a unified team, garnering 4 wins. When veterans Siang Abby and Aragalang joined the squad, they helped steer the ship and implement Coach Kung Fu's desired system. Pauline also highlighted how the small things matter, with Siang Abby teaching them valuable lessons such as bringing your own towels, wiping the floor to avoid slips, and being disciplined from the moment you wake up, all to play better for your teammates. This report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app for 149 pesos. Let's see if the crossovers can turn the tables around this set 3.
But Faki has other ideas as she nails that shot, giving them the lead after being behind early on in the set.
Just look at the confidence of Zoe Faki. She knows that she's been targeted throughout the game, diba? Parang kahit sino umikot na server sa kanya yung punta ng bola. But she's been delivering from defense to offense. But this time, Seth Rodriguez will finally score, get another point to keep CHERY TIGGO alive.
Jasmine Nabor, the setter, serving. Seth Rodriguez. Faki taps it over. Galang adjusts. Rodriguez. Bell. Mendres was ready. Faki. Yeah, denied entry.
And Dang Ponce was on her way to cover but did not make it, as CHERY TIGGO finally using the strength of Choco Mucho in this game up against them by getting that kill block. Masyadong malayo yung disparity in that department.
Oh!
Kailangan dun sila makabawi, but din Santiago Manabat, parang walang blocker on that last sequence.
Dami ng puntos, 12 na. And she was off to a good start. May challenge yata.
The Locals also stepping up for Choco Mucho, Flying Titans. Talking about Manabat with 12 points, Mendres with 9, while Paki with 8. On the other side, it is Bell with 6 points, followed by Gaston with 4.
Mukhang hindi natuloy yung challenge. So we play on at 5-all. Here's the quick. Rodriguez not hitting it cleanly. Faki. And it's kept in play on the back row. Here's the shot. Yes, sir!
He heard the impact of that cat bell hit. I mean, she's been targeting the first time since the first set. Pero ang ganda ng depensa doon ni Faki. But this time, Faki just out of position. And that ball just landing right on the line.
Like a bullet there. On 2 goes Dina, and that's her second successful dump on 2.
We haven't mentioned Dina a lot in this game, but she's a big factor as to why the whole Choco Mucho is so in sync right now. And on top of that, her efforts as an offensive playmaker has also been doing wonders for Coach Dante.
It landed right in front of Just the Boar, and Just seemed to be saying, gawain ko din yun ah. Anyway, in the meantime, here's the set. Galang fires, kept in play on the back row. Hook that time by Matayag. This does not cross over. Nabor says, let's try this. One hand. And here comes Mendres to the long end, where the floor right there. Bow! Rig it! It's long. It's out. Looked like somebody touched it, but it's... they have to make the challenge quickly now.
The bench of Choco Mucho cheering. But the point will remain to their team.
Wala, hindi na pursue yung ano eh. You have to do, you can't dilly-dally with the challenge. Eh.
There's only a certain period of time for
Yeah.
you to call for the challenge.
Oh.
And right now, everything going right for Choco Mucho, and we're just seeing a meltdown here with the CHERY TIGGO crossover.
First technical timeout, we'll be right back.
Gilas Pilipinas continues its journey in the second window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers this November. Watch the games live at the Mall of Asia Arena and get your tickets via smtickets.com. #Laban Pilipinas.
Sabi ng CHERY TIGGO, mukhang nagmamadali itong Choco Mucho. Mukhang pupuntahan yata. It's hard also in the team standings. We'll see that later on. No? Yung 4-1 ka, the competition is getting tighter. Lalo na yung mga team sa ilalim. Gustong makahabol yan eh.
And kanina nakita natin no, sa graphics, may linya na eh. Yung top 8 right now, although that's not the top 8 pa guaranteed to go to the quarterfinals. Kasi even the teams 9 to 12 still have a chance to enter the top 8.
Malay mo, mag-pick up yung game ng Galleries at saka Zeus Coffee, who are now at 0-6 and 0-5. Then, next leg is also in difficult waters at 1 and 5. But there are games to be played, so we don't know what's going to happen. In the meantime, back to this one. 8-7 is the count here.
It's also a matter of peaking at the right time.
Yes.
And of course, if you're a team on the top of the standings, maintaining it kasi, the teams at the bottom ranks are also studying you.
Kasi gaya ng Akari, they're not used to being at that top, diba? But they're just playing so well. So now they will have to deal with the fact that the other teams have put a target on their on the Akari backs.
And also a big factor here in the Reinforced Conference is the support of the local players.
Yan.
Kasi if you're heavily reliant on your reinforcement, this is what happens. Now, they don't know where to get the amount of points that Cat Bell usually gives for them.
And this was hit very long by Dapor. Kuminsan, alam mo kahit nung naglalaro ka, yung mga players, pagka gusto nila ng check ball, basta re-react, check. Kahit hindi check. Aha! Tumawid sa net. Ara trying to be creative. Lively action on the floor. Galang fires. Handled well by Dindin Santiago Manabat. Mendres is blocked. It's inside.
Tinitignan niya na eh because we know that the intention is to really swipe it off the hands of the blocker. She's been doing that throughout this game, but in this rally, Ara Galang will roof her effectively.
Sabi niyang Charity, ikaw ha? Kanina ka pa eh.
And I've seen games where the blockers of Mendres couldn't really figure her out. Matatapos na lang na hindi talaga siya na-block eh.
Deceptive kasi siya eh, no? Hindi mo alam kung anong ibibigay sa'yo. Nice set, but overcooked. And then Mike apologizing.
Not the best of connections between Ortiz and Wong.
10-9 ang ating bilang. Close and tight here in the third.
Even Coach Dante, makikita mo yung focus niya sa game eh. Konting baba lang on their side, talagang may adjustment na siya nagagawin.
Ayun. Eto, tabla na tayo. Kahit naman sa NU team niya, calm. Na-cover ko pa yan nung naglalaro yan. Ganon din yan. Relax, chill again. Pati yung daddy ni Angel kanino, yung mga yan, mga tatay ng samantala, huli! Sa likod, Paki says, what's your problem? I got it. Mendres. Oh, great move that time by Gaston. Bell. Paki says, I'm here. Ara says, so am I. Nabor, her version. Ganda ng palo. Ganda ng palo ni Mendres.
Again, that all-around game, that teamwork has been working well for Choco Mucho.
Spike of the set brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan. Look at the scoring of Choco. Big contributions. It's not really from Faki, although she has 9. It's Santiago Manabat with 12, Mendres with 10.
And of course, the defense of Tang Ponce cannot just go unnoticed. Ganda ng mga coverages niya, which leads to all these conversions.
Bell. Oh, sabi niya, tao lang. Tao lang, malayo po ako.
That time, Cat Bell caught her out of position. Patras pa lang siya, napalo na.
Ang bilis ng pagtaas ng kamay ni Tang. Tao po, tao lang.
This is a very crucial juncture for CHERY TIGGO. They finally got Cat Bell to rotate in the front line. And comparing the 3 sets, ito yung pinakamainit niya so far.
Mendres hits it long. Kept in play by the back row. Woo! You heard the cannonball sound of that one. Bell now with 9. Go ahead, please.
Back-to-back points for Cat Bell. And so far, yung body language slowly nag-pick up then with all her points coming in for CHERY TIGGO. And if you're Choco Mucho, you don't want the beast to really
Oh,
wake up.
and maybe somebody is nudging the beast. It's a 2-point lead after a brief fling with the lead by Choco Mucho. Dante wants a timeout. Let's tune in.
Okay, unahin lang muna natin, ha? Sige, same lang diskarte mo. 3 man lang, doon pa naman, please.
Ayos mo ka. Let's go.
Okay, sige, one pass na naman yan. Then, yung stop natin kanina, hindi na. Support sa depensa para lumit.
Bawi! Let's go! Choco Mucho!
Yan ba, Mela, pag timeout? The players, depende sa coach of course yan, no? But there are coaches, maraming sinasabi, mahaba. What works for the players most of the time? You know, like you're behind, depende ba sa sitwasyon ng game?
I think depende sa situation and depende sa players. Because in our teams before, there are players na alam ng coaches, ay pag ito binulyawan mo, this will be the effect. Meron namang iba na they absorb yung mga bulyaw much better because it keeps them awake in the game. So it depends. That's why when you see the coaches, they have different approach per player.
Okay. Ito ayaw, ito gusto nito. Diba, na-criticize dati si Kung Fu na masyado siyang strong doon sa isang player sa USD. But there are different strokes for different folks.
And he's only like that to players he know would
Kaya.
Kumbaga mag-respond positively.
Paki, Nabor. Oh, great shot by Gaston. They now have a 3-point lead.
So far, Jasmine Nabor effectively using Pauline Gaston while Cat Bell is in the front line. Kailangan talaga nila basagin yung blocking pattern nitong Choco Mucho because they've been solid throughout this game.
That's it. Oh, their run ends as the ball misses that. Slightly opening the door for Choco Mucho to roar back here in the third. Mendres says, ako pala magsaserve. They checked right away with the scorer's table and they had a self-check as well. Bell, it's deflected. Ponce makes it a set. Paki will unload. Straight to the back row. Nabor strikes. Bell. Ponce. Thrown back but still in place. Uh-oh, Paki touched the net. Paki was ready to argue the point, but it won't change a thing.
She waited a couple of seconds to really ensure if she can sway the decision.
Pwede ka ba makuha sa tingin? Ito sa
I think during her landing, on her way down, she did touch a bit of the net.
I didn't touch it, I did. 12-15. Pero ang magsiserve yung team na 15, so 15-12.
Ipapahinga muna as we see Belmolde checking in for some front row action for Coach Dante. She gets set up right away. An instant offense for Isa Molde.
Molde scores her first point and keeps the Flying Titans within range.
Ganda ng bunot. She's actually part of the options dun sa ating Pilipinas live poll question.
Oh yeah, center stage, di ba? Ang ating pinag-uusapan. Nabor. Well done. But still in play. Hello, they push it to the other end. Nabor. And Mendres disappointed with herself.
Now we see Jasmine Nabor feeding the middles even more. And it's like she's cooking something very special to make way for Cat Bell as we head into the second technical timeout.
Back with us here at the Phil Sports Arena. Mela, ito yung sinasabi mo kanina, no? May linya nga, pero ito yung top teams matapos yung pool competition, pero may chance pa lahat dyan. Titingnan nyo po yung yellow, ha? Yan yung wins, yung losses, and the points.
That's right. Dahil even itong mga quotient, yung mga points na to, magiging very important as we target the top 8 teams to go over the quarterfinals round. And right now, we're seeing some Pool C action kung saan yung top 3 from Pool A, that is PLDT, Creamen, and Cherry, are going up against the bottom 3 of Pool B, that are Zeus, Petro, and Choco Mucho. We see A. Laure also in attendance.
May umuwi na.
To support the CHERY TIGGO crossovers. But again, to those of you just tuned in, we're echoing the importance of these games in the latter part of the pool eliminations dahil hindi pa po tapos, hindi pa guaranteed yung top 8 na nasa current standing. Dahil the likes of Choco Mucho right now are really on a roll, displaying a very good overall performance in the 3 sets so far. And they still have a chance to snatch a slot in that top 8.
Despite being at 1-4 after pool play. In the meantime, Molde scoring her second point coming off the bench. Too close to the net, but Nabor makes do. This is Bell ringing it loudly. And she has 10 points so far. High off the block. Iniwasan silang lahat. And the captain will be serving. Molde rejected, but Tindin Manabat is there. Molde tries something different. Nabor wise to it. Here comes Bell, back row, short. She acknowledges the mistake.
Maddie Madayag continuing to silence Cat Bell in this game.
And this is what is killing Kung Fu. They cannot sustain a run. Parang yung sinasabi niya, bumabalik tayo doon sa dati natin.
And even Coach Kung Fu knows na even that they're at a lead right now, 2 points up, hindi pa rin to comfortable lead, especially with the ratings are going and the kind of game Choco Mucho has been playing. Blocked,
but Tang Ponce is the floor manager covering everything. It is still alive. Mendres sends it long to the end row, and Mendres with a sterling game here today.
Prior this game, a lot of people expecting the likes of Royce Tubino to step up because sila Tubino nakaka 20 points yan off the bench. But just a look at Mean Mendres just reintroducing herself to the Choco Mucho fans. Just as effective and as well as itong si Dapol, former starter from their last match, but right now coming off the bench, she scored an ace earlier, but this time from the attack, she'll get at the point of the block.
And so far, Dapol has accounted for 4 points in the match. 16-18 tally here. 18 serving against 16 as butas.
And Dina Wong just knowing when to put those tricks out her sleeves.
And that's the 3rd time she's done it here today.
Ganda ng aral kasi alam niya kung kailan walang libero sa court. And usually kasi yung mga middle blockers, they're not the best floor defenders. So madaling targetin ng mga setters.
Kaya sa warm-up, kita mo yung mga coaches. As Ponggay nails that. Sa warm-up pa lang, yung mga coaches, hinuhulugan yung mga middles para matutong mag-bend. Kasi usually matatangkad sila no?
And doon mo din makikita talaga yung, yung focus ng players sa defense pattern. Because initially, they're really supposed to be at the spot where tina-target ng mga setters.
True.
So if you're not there, it means medyo nag-relax ka walking from the serve.
19-17 score here in the 3rd. 2 set to love lead by Choco Mucho. Looks long, it is. Kung Fu is dying with every play.
The full front lineup for the Choco Mucho. They are behind by 1 point. They could take this in 3 sets where they would earn 3 quotient points.
That's in their minds probably right now. Blocked. Lapol keeps it very much in play. Pat is back in. She was a starter. This one curls in. And Mendres, what a game!
And Mendres, we know that she brought out her A game today, pero iba na yung may kahalo pang swerte. Just look at
Oo.
this.
Wala na talagang pupuntahan yun eh.
With some help from the tape of the net. I mean, she's putting in the hard work, pero the luck is also with her today.
We have I believe, a timeout. Yes.
Okay naman, nakatapat tayo. Nakatapat. Ang problema, gumagapang sa net. So ganun talaga ang importante, wala lang titigil. Okay. Again, lamang tayo sa bola. Ang kailangan lang natin dito, maayos na pasa. May attack combination na ang setter natin. So kailangan lang natin one good pass. Okay? May execute man natin ang atake out of system. Kailangan may pumapalo, meron tayong coverage para for the next movement. Okay? Walang titigil as long as walang whistle. Naintindihan? So,
Cherry! Keep fighting, guys!
We are even Steven at 19 here in the third set. 2 set to love lead by Choco Mucho and serving. Dina Wong with 12 excellent sets so far. That goes in as Mylene Pat has a smile because that net helping her.
Mylene Pat is replicating the luck that Mendres had prior.
Yeah. Dapol will serve. Kanya-kanya swerte, no ha? Ortiz. Big car. Pot coming to life here.
If there's anything Coach Kungfu needs right now, it's someone who would step up, someone with experience, just like Mylene Paat, who's been having back-to-back points so far for the crossovers. We need more of that to seal set number 3 and to stay alive in this game.
Pot with 5 points. This serve goes astray.
The serve of the ball, it's actually a make or break. High chances to ace, pero I think she's had 2 service errors already.
Yes. Mendres, who has been solid throughout the game. Oh, what happened there? The setter was not in the position and Bicar saying, wow, taas mo nga, taas mo.
Completely no attempt from the other players of CHERY TIGGO. Just look at that. Bicar not even dying to get to the ball.
Parang hindi pa niya hinamol ang setter eh.
And of course, si Kat Bell was also just preparing to attack. But this time, a 3-point given by Mendres as we see Ces Robles checking back in for Pauline Gaston.
Mendres with their first service error. Here's Robles, who has so far scored 2 points coming off the CHERY TIGGO bench. Ang daming crawler, ha? That'll work. We're tied at 22 as Din continues to be prolific with 13. Is there a challenge?
Din is sure that she did not hit that through the antenna. The tightest set of the game so far, 22 all.
Oh, yan ang tag natin sa volleyball dyan, puto talaga. That's blocked! That is solidly blocked! Isa Molde scoring on a kill block there.
It's to the delight of Des Cheng and the rest of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Everything just working well for them from defense, on the floor and on the net.
okay na yan. Basta importante ginagawa natin yung tama na nabablock lang tayo. Problema natin, yung mga challenge natin, hindi natin ma-challenge kasi walang challenge. I don't know, biglang nawawala pagdating sa dulo. So kailangan, tsagayin natin yung tamang galaw. Ha?
Kapitan natin to.
Panalo natin sa tamang galaw. Tara!
Kapitan natin. Fight! Laban pa, sige.
I think the imports first Tagalog word in volleyball that they learn is tara. Tara, tara, tara. That's easy to understand. But they need something like that, and something special to get them over the crisis they're in. They're down by 1 with Choco Mucho threatening to seal the deal in 3 sets here. Nabor pulls out Bicar. Pat is also drawn out. The serve belongs to Ortiz. Sails in cleanly. That is inside. Look at the block points. You just saw that on your graphic.
The most productive set for Kat Bell right now. She keeps up with 11 points. Just behind her usual average. Pero di mo makikita na kayang-kaya pang magising ito ni Bell.
Big effort to keep it alive. Galang brings them to set point.
The first set point that CHERY TIGGO reached in this game. By the way, Coach Dante will try to cut the momentum.
Freeze natin to. Freeze natin to. Makinig tayo.
Same lang. Hey, same lang ha. Same lang sa sistema ha. Kinukuha yung quicker. Guys, dito ka. Dito bigay mo sa kanya. Dito para. Ha? Hingi ng bola ha.
Okay.
Ito nga, hindi sumulot sa kanya.
Asa tayo. Okay, let's go. Choco Mucho.
Of course, we are not allowed to show the board, but I sense it's a play that they're familiar with. They want to score quickly here. Date, and Dina acknowledged that right away from Dante Alinsunore.
And Coach Dante reminding Dina, just stick to the system because so far throughout this game, maganda yung ginagalaw nila. So
Correct,
they don't need to do anything different. But they need to be very careful with how they play this this serve by Jasmine Nabor because CHERY TIGGO was a full front lineup.
But they make do. Kept in play. Ponce hooking it over. Nabor. Galang. And we're done. We'll go to 4 sets.
Just when everybody was expecting Jasmine Nabor to go to Kat Bell for a sure point, they go to Ara Galang as she finishes things off and extends the game to a 4th set. Welcome back to the PVL 2024 Reinforced Conference. CHERY TIGGO crossover staying alive here in Pool C as we take a look at the scoreboard. 25-16, 25-11, 25-23 in the 3rd set. And it is the tightest set so far between these two teams. But bad news for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans because Kat Bell is now awake with 11 points in that so far 11 points in this match, and majority of that points coming off from the 3rd set. Meanwhile, on the other side, Santiago Manabat with 13, tying it with Mean Mendres's efforts with 13 points. And so far for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, the storyline has been teamwork all the way since the first set. But on the CHERY TIGGO crossover side naman, it's really the Cat Bell show. But we also gotta applaud the efforts of Ara Galang for also continuing her attempts. She's been guarded at the net and on the floor throughout this game, but the efforts don't stop there as she finished things off for the crossovers in that third set. And just look at the difference with the attacking game of the CHERY TIGGO crossovers from 6 attack points in the first set, 11 in the second set, and now improving to 17 attack points in the third set. And Choco Mucho also behind in the category where they dominated in the first and second set, which is the blockings, and that actually set the difference for them in those two sets on top of their attacks. But right now, CHERY TIGGO also scoring 2 kill blocks in that set number 3, even scored 2 aces along with Choco Mucho. But it's also the errors of Choco Mucho. Kanina, they played a very clean set number 2 with no errors at all, but they also chipped in 4 free points to CHERY TIGGO in that last set. Hindi mataas, pero that's also one thing that we can point out na nakatulong dito sa panalo na to ng CHERY TIGGO in the third set.
Yep, exactly. And that is the story of the game, as discussed so astutely by Mela Tunay. We're here today with Alexis Tinsay, yours truly, Seb Sarmenta. Welcome to my first four-setter of the conference. Wala na eh. I'm at this phase of the tournament. I'm no longer surprised because survival ang maraming teams like Choco Mucho. 4-1 po ang CHERY TIGGO, but that's not safe. You also want a good position. If you have a higher rank, you get a chance to play the teams that are kind of lower and maybe struggling in the tournament. You don't want to be at the bottom na haharapin mo yung malakas. But Akari is in an interesting place. They're going to meet everybody, and it's not going to be easy the rest of the way.
Plus also, as we approach the knockout stage, you really want to stack up your wins.
Yes.
Dahil it doesn't matter how many wins you've gotten in the earlier part of the conference, pero pag padulo, natatalo ka, and then come the knockout game, di ba, mababa yung moral mo. So even the sequence of the win-loss, very important in this tournament.
Let's get this fourth set going. And again, just like in the third set, Bell fires and uncorks the first point for CHERY TIGGO. She now has 12. The pace of her scoring is slower compared to her usual 20-point games. But it doesn't matter as long as they are in the thick of the fight, I guess.
But we echo our sentiment earlier on how awake Cat Bell is, especially in that third set.
Santiago Manabat bullets it in. Nabor goes to Bell. They're going there. They're going there. Why not? 2 straight points. Yes, 13.
I think Cat Bell woke up to a different game format today. Yung warm-up na pupunta sa dulo, because this is kind of giving free spiking for Cat Bell.
Alam mo, nag-snooze yung cellphone ni Cat Bell. 2 beses nag-alarm. So she's okay now. Seeing Santiago Manabat, that's parried away. Ponce. That is outside, and 3 straight points by CHERY TIGGO, off to a very auspicious start.
This is the first time that CHERY TIGGO led with as much as 3 points at the beginning of the set.
Correct.
And again, we draw back to the scoreboard, no, dahil itong scorers from the side of Choco Mucho, hati-hati, dikit-dikit. So there are a lot of players contributing from that end. But for CHERY TIGGO, relying heavily on Cat Bell as she stacked up her points late in that third set. But we know what she can do, where she can take the team to greater heights, especially when she's at her A game.
Okay, importante lang, makareceive lang tayo, makasend din ng maayos. Okay? Okay, hey guys, ano tayo, ha? Ano tayo, ha?
Laban tayo. Choco Mucho!
Energy dropping in that sector of the floor. So Coach Dante Linsonurin trying to wake up his team. Prior to that, you saw the service ace delivered by Pongay Gaston right into the heart of the Choco Mucho defensive alignment. 4-0 count here. Gaston has registered 7 points And she's still there at the service area.
Just 2 points behind her output against the Galleries High Risers. 9 points in that last match, 7 today.
Pull straight and through. Mendres continues with her winning ways, and she has 14.
And the thing about Mayan Mendres, pag gusto niya paluin ng mabilis para yung mga blockers paangat pa lang napalo niya na with her off-the-block hits, kaya niya. At kaya niya rin magpa-delay yung pababa na yung blockers niya.
Meron siyang Mendres moment, Mendres timing. Nabor adjusts because it is too close to the net. Dina with a twisting set. But on the floor, Nabor blasts, and it's still in play. Nabor will try to keep it alive. It does go over cleanly. Down the middle, there's confusion where the floor tries to keep it alive. Bell ends the madness. Alexis Tinsay has a report.
Sir Seb and Mela, Coach Dante Alinsunurin reminded the girls that they are already executing well enough. Kaya kailangan lang nila pagtuunan nito ng focus and hindi na nila kailangan may ibahin pa at manggigil pa. Tang Ponce, on the other hand, reminded the Flying Titans sa mga oras na hindi nila magagawa ng paraan sa taas, sisiguraduhin niyang maisasalo niya sa ibaba. More than that, transition plays are what they are focusing on, and given that this is the 4th set, they're aiming to be consistent and focused para mapasa kanila ang endgame because this is the test of their ultimate strength. This report is brought to you by the Filipinas Live app for only 149 pesos. Will the Choco Mucho bounce back? Let's see here.
And look at this. It's now 6-1. Thank you, Alexis Tinsay. But Tang Ponce's smile has not diminished here today. Still remaining as pleasant and as confident. This shot, however, Nabor is there to neutralize it. Here comes Galang. They have to send it over. Reverse. Better floor defense by CHERY TIGGO so far. Galang. Dina says no way. Paki rejected. General is in the game, by the way. Nabor to the back row. No problem for Mendres. Nowhere to go, and it's 7-1.
Kat Bell hasn't also had such a good blocking day, but now is the time to come alive. Kanina pa siya napupunto sa ni Dindin Santiago Manabat, and just look at her roofing that Manabat hit. Clearly, she is alive right now.
Yes, indeed. Well said. In the meantime, here comes Paki. Hit outside, and that's the second point of Choco Mucho in the set.
Even Aragalang has been getting more touches, but that last Paki hit will sail out.
Ortiz serving. Nabor. Bell. Oh, it is inside. And we have arrived at the first technical timeout of set number 4, 8-2 in favor of CHERY TIGGO. Direction of the wind has changed significantly here. First 2 sets going the way of Choco Mucho, but the third set going the way of CHERY TIGGO. And the way it's going now, it's still a CHERY TIGGO kind of direction. They are ahead in the 4th set, trying to force a 5th and deciding one. 8-2 tally here in favor of CHERY TIGGO. Reverse. Bell missed it.
The production of Linden Santiago Manabat not stopping anytime soon continues to contribute, especially on offense.
14 points by Santiago Manabat. But still a lot to climb up for. Down by 5. That's a good serve. Red hot. This is a long, long shot. General. Dina. Paki uncorks. Galang stretches. Reverse set by Rodriguez. Oh!
A great coverage by Ara Galang, and nagkauntugan sila doon ni Jasmine Nabor, but luckily Seth Rodriguez was there to cover the second ball, and the ball converts.
And that creates a 6-point lead here in the 4th. Rodriguez all set to serve. Faki swings it around. Nabor hard at work. Bell standing spike. Challenge in the middle of the play. And if this is going to hold, let's see how this breaks. They challenge, they requested it in the middle of the play actually, which you can do. Up, there's an acknowledgement. Fair play and honesty. Referee Bobby Celso putting up the green card. So CHERY TIGGO losing that in the fair play moment. Faki serving. Deep serve. Galang. Faki unable to contain it.
Ara Galang loves those combination plays. He has very high efficiency on those types of sets from Jasmine Nabor.
Galang has chipped in 6 points.
Nakikita mo, sabay-sabay din gumaganda yung laro netong
Do you know
team.
that's a good point? Parang hawa-hawa, ano? Kung merong hawa-hawa na masama ang laro, merong hawa-hawa. Maganda ang laro! As Bell now gets 18 points. She has 7 of them happening in the set.
You know, during the second set, when we thought, oh, Catbell is just at 5 points, this is kind of impossible for her to reach her usual average of 20 points. But don't look now, just 2 points behind from her usual as Ara Galang scores of an ace. And these are the things that have been lacking in those first 2 sets for CHERY TIGGO. They really struggled in chipping in points.
Danten is alinsunuring with a rare perplexed look, the look that Kung Fu Reyes had earlier. What is happening to my team right now? We can't get anything to go. We're down by 9.
So whatever CHERY TIGGO gained, Choco Mucho lost here in the third set so far. Yung coverage na meron sila kanina, ang hirap nilang lapagan ng bola. Ngayon, nagtitingin na lang, which kanina on the side of CHERY TIGGO, yung mga miscommunications na gano'n, yun yung maraming nakuwang puntos din yung Choco Mucho, as we see Royce Tubino finally seeing action here for the Flying Titans.
Plan B ito. Plan A was been dressed to play. Now, Tubino is on the floor for the first time. Dina blasts away. Galang contains it. Here comes the shot by Dapo. Challenge. Kung Fu is mad. Not livid, but mad. Foot fault. So we will review. That sort of peeved Kung Fu Reyes. Foot fault challenge. Dati, no, challenge, bawal yung mga players to approach the coaches. But now, just a little more accommodating on that note. Let's see how this happens and breaks down. That's one of the hardest challenges to actually detect, given the present technology that we have. Don't forget, still to come in the course of the day, 2 more matches. After we're done here, Petrogas goes up against Creamline. And the night will end with Zeus Coffee battling PLDT. No decision on this yet. It has also happened wherein it is not conclusive.
Even the players of Choco Mucho aren't sure sino yung ina-address ni Coach Kung Fu na football.
Parang the coaches, they see everything, if ever. This seems to be a crucial part of the match. There is probably, and I'm guessing here, speculating, that there's a technical problem checking on the foot fault challenge here.
But, Coach Kung Fu signaling okay to the committee.
Sige na. Masisira yung momentum ng team ko eh. Sige na. Sige na.
I think they have such a big lead right now. So the premium on this challenge isn't really that high.
The point will go. That's probably wise. That's probably prudent. Kasi mawawala yung init ng team niya eh.
And the last thing you want is to give up your own momentum.
Ito yung camera. I'm not sure if we will be able to detect it sa ating replay camera. I don't think it will be conclusive. So, in the meantime, the battle proceeds. Hit long. 2 straight points now by Choco Mucho. Is it a check ball? Players are reacting. No? Kung Fu, however, feeling that somebody touched it. Why don't you challenge it, probably?
So there are contradicting calls.
Yeah.
The first referee calling it out, but
Lines judge saying may check ball, no?
Sino ba tumama? Ha? Si Ortiz.
And it was a simple exchange. First referee Bobby Celso asked kanina tumama. The lines judge said it was Ortiz. Do they challenge now? Wow, a chess game is happening right here.
Well, right now they have the opportunity to challenge. But it seems
Kasi
like
black
Coach
touch eh.
Dante,
Nasa allowable
Ibabaw eh,
challenges eh. Ito crucial naman kung ikaw ang Choco kasi medyo nagrarally ka na konti rito eh. You don't want to play the fair card for the moment. It's a big distance, but you're interested in momentum here.
And also in this game, we've seen Choco Mucho. They're capable to do those 5-0 runs. Malayo. Lines judge saying it was Ortiz who had a touch on that ball.
So, they save a point. Huh? Hindi successful. Okay. It'll stay at 13-5. Okay. 13-6 na yan, ha? Officially, 13-6 na tayo. Ang score natin, 13-6.
So the challenge was successful.
Was successful. Successful yung challenge. Ooh! On fire!
Well, Cat Bell, we know that her production will slow down in the first 2 sets, but also there's something different as to how she does her attacks in the 3rd and 4th set. Really full swing and full approach, resulting to those very explosive spikes.
18 points. May araw, kailangan swerte ka din.
And again, it's the ball. Kung we mentioned, yung mga serve niya talaga make or break eh. Ace or error, and right now she gets another ace.
That's a nice line to remember. Ace or error.
Mm.
Hockey. Nicely done. Straight into that hole.
Medyo may confusion dun sa pattern na yun because it was a bit closer to Aragalang and supposedly the sweeper will man the long balls eh. So that time, successful attempt for Choco Mucho.
Alam mo, ang defensive patterns, pinapractice din yan. Hindi naman puro offensive lang yung ball.
Pero ito, it takes years of practice for you to pull off attacks like that one. It's a normal day for Cat Bell as they head on to the second technical timeout, 16-7.
We have a ferocious tug of war happening between these two teams. It's 16-7. CHERY TIGGO substantially in front. But the case here is that they want to win this set to tie it to force a fifth and deciding set. The first two sets going the way of Choco Mucho. Especially that second set, which they won in almost runaway fashion. Bell coming to life here in the last two sets. Galang. Bell, one hand on it by Dina Wong, but this does not cross over for Honey Royce Tubino.
In the first two sets, it was the crossovers having some struggles with regard to their conversion. That's what we point out for Choco Mucho prior this game, but they showed a different Flying Titans in the first two sets. Pero right now, dun ulit nagkakaproblema. So they need to stick back to their game plan if they want to stay alive in this match. They do have the advantage in terms of sets won. And finally, they convert with that Ortiz tip.
The ball making an effort but unable to lift it up. Good effort right there, but just too far away from the ball. Here comes Honey Royce to be all set to serve. 17-8 count. Molde is back in. Nabor, good set. But chance for Ortiz to bring it up. The cut shot. The Porter is there. Well done on the heave to the other side. That's inside.
It's been a while since Micah Ortiz got set up for that running hit, but every time she does, she converts it to a point. Let's take a look at that again. Her forte attack.
Kunwari, tatago-tago. Spring. 17-9. Tubino. Nabor. Bell. Blocked. One more time around the block. Kept in play. Alive. Molde. Where the floor is there. The drop. No whistle. We play on. Bell. Outside. That's 3 straight for Choco.
We haven't mentioned it, but Via General shared the minutes with Tang Ponce on the floor, and in that last sequence, she was the hero, getting 2 crucial defense and forcing Cat Bell for that attack error.
Kung Fu Reyes wants a timeout.
Salam. Ito si Dapol. Dapol, balikan natin yung nangyari kanina ha. Wala lang sa timing. Ganda sana na kung parang natumbang sa akin kanina eh. Diretso lang ha. So timingan lang natin. Ladies, paalala. Kailangan mag-activate ulit yung middle natin. At least bumuka ulit yung block nila. Ad-lib tayo, kuha ka ng back row attack dito sakali. Gaston, pwede ka rin mag-1-2 play. Nababawasan yung option natin pag wala tayong pasa. So, ang pasa tayo, sayang yung spiker natin sa harap.
Spikers!
Establish yung block nila.
Ask for the ball, Spikers! Cherry! Fight! Go! Spikers!
You know, some of the questions were quite clear for Choco Mucho after the first 2 sets. But there were more questions posed by CHERY TIGGO in the 3rd set. And here in the 4th, they lead by 7. Galang. Oh, clean. Clean hit by Ara Galang.
Gaston before also having a better game right now. Look at the distribution. Finding Ara Galang and not minding na back row player siya. She knows what Ara is capable of. So now also she's balancing it the way Dina balanced it the first 2 sets.
Valdez swings it. Din, what a game. 15 points.
She has remained as the most consistent player on the floor right now for Coach Dante. Kasi si Faki nakikita natin nilalabas-pasok din as we see Molde on the floor to replace her. Oof. Look at Ara Galang.
Come to life here. Yeah.
Consistency. She's also developing it this game, especially in the 3rd and 4th set.
7 attack points, 1 block, and 1 ace for the veteran Ara Galang.
The sign of experience also, no? Yung talagang
Yes.
kaya mong i-pick up yung laro mo. Because we've seen her struggle throughout the 1st and 2nd set.
Oh, well done on the quick. Madayag scoring her 7th point.
Madi Malayag, just a big opening for her.
Here come the subs, Tolentino and Alba.
Just 6 points away from extending this to another 5-setter.
And Galang coming to life with 10 points. What a way for her to reestablish the game of CHERY TIGGO. She has scored 5 over 10 here in this set.
Character building game for both these squads.
Yeah.
Of course, for CHERY, all they needed to do was stay alive in the 3rd set for them to display yung totoong game nila as a team.
They were very shaky in the first 2 sets, especially in that 2nd set.
And of course, for Choco Mucho, this is also a test of character for them in a way na kailangan nilang kapitan what momentum they built in the first 2 sets.
Nabor. Oh, full swing by Gaston.
Just look at the body language of CHERY TIGGO. Kanina kalat-kalat sila. They were all individually frustrated with their own game. But ngayon, every time they would score a point, look at how they really gather with each
They
other.
celebrate and feeling a lot better. And the problem, the onus is on the other side, really.
Balik unti-unti. Okay, balik ulit doon sa ginagawa natin, diskarte natin. Kargahan natin ng serve para makastop tayo. Ngayon, pagka tayong side out, kailangan kapag binigay sa atin, kumpiyansa lang. Ha?
Yes, Coach.
Okay, sige. Tiwala lang sa ano, ha? Tiwala lang sa
Choco Mucho!
You know, it's really their timeouts for X's and O's and formations, but this is a timeout for motivation. I think Dante, just to be totally honest, looking ahead, trying to think of momentum that he can initiate should we go to 5 sets here, because CHERY TIGGO is just playing so remarkably well here in the last 2 sets. Robles is there for serving. Bell, Nabor, Galang is the name. 11 points. Challenge coming up.
I mean, we know the type of variations she usually would go for. Hindi tuloy-tuloy palo, but in the previous sequences and her previous scores, talagang all-out power. Mga cut shots niya kasi since kanina talagang nahuhuli ng defense eh.
Now, this is that difficult challenge, the foot fault.
Also see the Phil Sports Arena getting filled up with more and
Yeah.
more fans as we progress in this game.
And 2 more important games coming up. And this has had problems at the foot fault challenge. It's there, one of the 6 that you can issue, but there's a technical problem with the foot fault challenge. However, there's no foot fault. Okay, 21-13. Short serve, knocked in.
Still a very big lead.
Sino tinawagan ng foot fault? Ang nag-challenge ang Choco Mucho, di ba? So they get the point, you know? Parang successful yung challenge.
Well,
Apparently.
it was a long rally, so definitely attackers from the back row, I think it was Cat Bell, but they
Okay.
did not show the video replay anymore.
Galang. Uh-oh, Tobino's hand with a problem there. She could not determine the right wrist action in that fight.
Well, the set was also beyond the antenna already, so mahirap nang ibalik doon sa side ng court ng CHERY TIGGO.
We have Paat and Bikar returning.
Double sub. These people also contributed big time in that third set win.
Lalim. One-handed recovery. Paat hooks it over. That's playable. Stretch ito, Tobino. Doremdes. Bikar. Tinago si Paat. Tobino. Hinabol. Palo in the... Ooh, that's outside. And the point will belong to Choco Mucho.
Ganda lang tapat doon ni Pahat, but Tobino is having the right amount of attack and follow through. Swipe that ball out.
Matayag will serve for all of us. 15-22 tally. Just above the net. Bell receiving. Per the floor. Oh, mishandled by Choco Mucho. And that brings CHERY TIGGO to 23.
No, the ball, she has something with her timing for the attacks na nahihirapan din basahin yung blockers eh. But nonetheless, she's very effective as an attacker. And I believe in their very first game of the tournament, she was even the starter in a lineup na talagang may influx of open hitters. Yeah, Laure, Adorador, Robles, all big names. Itong si Tapol talagang making a name for herself. But speaking of established names, of course, Royce Tobino, a veteran, coming off the bench and contributing big numbers also for the Flying Titans.
And bringing it to 16-23. Ako, this indecision. They make do. Gaston can't nail it to the back row. Bikar. Gaston punches it over. Not properly set. Cat Tolentino knocks it in. Aroni, sorry, it's Tobino. Tobino coming to life. 4 points coming off the bench.
Tatanggalin ulit itong double sub. Just look at Paat. Really choosing not to go for the block after that full approach by Tobino. We're not sure what she was thinking, but
Don't you love the swag of Tobino when she does something?
she's very passionate ever since.
Kita niyo yan? Bell. Oh, General Tobino. Yes!
I mean, Via General containing that powerful spike from Cat Bell and going for this counter with Royce Tobino. Just look at that. Great follow through.
No, yes. Full
The
wrist.
power, of course, when
Yeah.
you say Royce Tobino,
Full
it comes
swing.
with power.
Tolentino serve. Bell. Oh, overpass. Muntik madiinan yung regalo na yan. Tobino again. Not this time around, however. Labor. Bell. Hello, hello. We arrive at set point.
Choco Mucho was making a run of their own. And they've been cutting that very big lead established by CHERY TIGGO. But if you need a point, you go to Kat Bell and she delivers for the set point.
So, familiar territory, 20. Slow pace, but it's how you get there.
I'm not sure if it's part of her contract to score at least 20 points per game.
And it doesn't matter how many sets, as long as 20.
But she did make sure.
But she's capable of that, no question. Tobino inside. Tobino with 6 points.
Royce Tobino 6 points from the fourth set alone. Imagine the production that she could do with more minutes. But she's shared the minutes with someone as efficient as Mendres.
Mendres.
That's right.
Not a bad game. The plan was, I think, clearly so. Mendres was going to get the more minutes here today. But here we are.
And nakasira din kasi sa game plan ng CHERY TIGGO yung aaralin mo si Tobino tapos magpo-produce si Mendres. But that error from the veteran will extend this game to the fifth set as they gave it with a service error to the crossovers.
It'll be a short race to 15. Back quickly. Volleyball throbbing very, very loudly here as look at the times. 32 minutes, that's 34 minutes. That long fourth set because of the challenges and everything, and really ferocious battle between these two. It's anybody's game now here, Mela.
For sure, and so far the pattern has been whoever gets to attack more wins the set. And in the case of CHERY TIGGO, they improved to a 32% attack efficiency in that fourth set, all thanks to the collaboration of Kat Bell and Ara Galang, whom we know are the top two scorers of the team, but they were really contained in the first two sets, but finally found their way and found their groove in the third and fourth. Just look at Kat Bell just being the explosive attacker that she is, but of course the support of her teammates in defense also mattered a lot in that fourth set win, as they established a very big lead, taking off the pressure from their side.
Yeah.
And of course, on the other side of Choco Mucho, nakauna sila ng dalawa, so the pressure is on them to close the game. But again, just look at the disparity in attacking and blocking. Even the aces, no? So everything going right on the side of CHERY TIGGO, but the advantages that Choco Mucho built during the first two sets, especially in blocking and aces, nabura yan nung last third and fourth set. So right now, sabi mo nga, anybody's ball game, but it's also a matter of minimizing their errors. Kanina, Choco Mucho pulled off a very clean second set. Let's see if they get to replicate that effort here in the fifth, because this is the most important part of the game. It doesn't even matter how you started.
Yeah,
Talagang back to zero, no advantages seen, but the momentum is with the CHERY TIGGO crossovers. Zoe Faki also back in for Coach Dante, as well as Mean Mendrez, but a different middle for the Flying Titans. You see Lut Maluluan.
Yeah, Maluluan is on the floor for the very first time in the game.
And meanwhile, for Coach Kung Fu, maintaining the people who work really hard to get that third and fourth set win. The Paul and of course, she's the only addition to the starting lineup. But the rest are the usuals for Coach Kung Fu.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody's match. Keep in mind, Choco Mucho, an uphill climb in the standings, only 1-4 after pool play. On the other hand, it was CHERY TIGGO with a better record at 4-1. They want to maintain that. Bell, first point, blocked, however. Gaston swings it over. Down the middle, Maluluan. Where the floor is there. Ponce as well. Mendrez. Bell says no way. Bell says this way. Big stretch by Dina Wong. Ponce lifts it. Santiago Manabat unable to get it across. First point belonging to CHERY TIGGO.
You know that Catbell really wants this. She's really doing everything to stay alive. And we saw it in the third set. She maintained it in the fourth set, and she's starting soft here in the fifth set.
Here's Gaston. Mendrez. Oh, yes. Like she never left. She has now 15 points.
Still as efficient as right before she came out with the Tobino replacing her. The follow-through, ang ganda. And knowing kung kailan niya ibabaon, kailan niya gagamitin your blockers, or kung kailan niya gagawing long ball.
Nabor trying to be wily on two. Paki. That's not crossover.
And look at the blocking pattern of the crossovers. Catbell manning the middle. Nag-3-man block sila at sikat yung kumuha ng pinakamalaking area, which is the middle. So these are in-game strategies that they pull out their sleeves with the leadership of Catbell, of course. Kasi yan, hindi naman yan magagawa na nag-instruct si coach during the game.
Yeah,
diba?
exactly.
It's the leadership of the players themselves.
Yeah. That's why you need your leaders there. The decision makers. In the meantime, we are, I believe, squared at 2 as Maluluan gets to find a way to get down. We're tied at 2. Maluluan serve in play. Bell in play. Madayag swings it over. Nabor. Bell to the end zone. Galang. Maluluan. Paki. Kept in play still by the pole. Bell rejected but out.
You know that Aragalang drop shot. It was actually a good idea. No libero on the floor pero napataas. But no problem for Catbell.
21.
Going
21.
all power.
Nasa contract na yata.
Oo.
Her serve. Mendrez. Ah, well done. Madayab ties it all up at 3.
The captain really stepping up for the Flying Titans. And yan yung maganda, no? Dahil even in the fifth set, you're taking risks with your middles.
Oh, yes. When you think, you be careful, play cautiously, you can't actually. Bell unable to get it across, and the lead changes hands. Choco Mucho by 1.
Madayag roaring at Catbell. And why not? Talagang such a big fulfillment getting to block a very talented athlete in Catbell. Madayag 5 block points already. Ooh.
That punches through.
And the ball, we mentioned her uniqueness with regards to her timing in attacks, but this time going all power. Look at the elevation as well, powering through the double block of Madayag and Wong.
We're tied at 4. Race to 15. And unfortunately, Rodriguez's serve lands short.
Prior to the start of the fifth set. We talked about the premium of keeping a clean game. And these errors aren't just gonna give 3 points, but also the momentum to your opponent. Both reinforcements are at the back row.
Faki. Nabor. Galang. Faki keeps it on their side. Mendres. Elevated high by Molde. Mendres. Check ball.
Yun na yung mga blockers niya. Hindi na rin alam if they're gonna decide to just not go for the block kasi ginagamit din as weapon itong ni Mean Mendres eh. Papatsakan ka. Finding the fingers of Aragala.
Kung Fu Reyes has pressed the timeout buzzer. His team down by 2 in the fifth.
Two down. So we cannot afford to commit another error, okay? So one good pass, tapos combination, tatlo naman mo sa harap, okay? Wala lang titigil after ng one movement, ha? Kailangan lang yung support system andun pa rin, okay? Call mo yung plays, cut, naka-ready naman dito sa 4 back row attack, okay? At diban nyo na lang, pero mas maganda, control lang first ball para may atake tayo back row, okay? Okay tayo guys, ha?
24, Cherry! Fight!
Back in action, 6-4, Choco Mucho by 2. They took the first 2 sets. In case you're just joining us, the last 2 went CHERY TIGGO's way. What a battle here. First of 3 games in our schedule. Free ball. Not too many free balls in this game, really. It's all attack, attack, attack. And it's a 3-point lead by Choco Mucho.
It's been a Manabat Mendres show for Choco Mucho the first 2 sets, but so far it's been a Madayag show here in the fifth. So all M's are stepping up for Choco Mucho in this game.
Here's Zoe Faki all set to serve. Bell nearly mishandled it. Attack by the boy. Good lift up by Nabor. Bell. Faki says no way. Mendres. Nabor. Galang. This could take a while. Matayag. Bell. Nabor. Bell. Faki doing well on the back row. Mendres. Who will commit the error? Usually pag ganito mahaba error to eh.
Ayun na nga.
Ayun na nga.
But they're gonna call for a challenge, I think. There is a possibility that the ball had a foot fault or center line fault. We're gonna see what challenge, whether it's net violation or foot fault.
So ano nangyari?
But I think the coaches are signaling no challenge. And the point will go to the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
They now have an 8-4 lead. Magpapalit tayo ng sides, ha? Alexis, go ahead, please.
Sir 7 Mela, Coach Dante Alinsunurin mentioned to the girls that given their performance these past few sets, all they have to do is to be consistent. There should be no room for doubt. Kita naman daw ang bunga ng kanilang pag-iensayo. Kailangan lang daw talaga magtiwala sa isa't isa. Coach Dante is heavily relying on Mean Mendres to consistently power through with the support of Zoe Faki and Lut Malaluan, while Thang is keeping an eye on the coverage to counter the blows of Cat Bell. On the other side of the court, Coach Kung Fu has accepted the fact na matagal lang bago nag-init ang Cherry, kaya naman inaabangan niyang makuha na nila yung endgame as the connection of Cat Bell and Ara. Galang has already woken up. Consistency with a bit of ad-lib to shake up the Titans, ika ni Coach Kung Fu. Replay this intense game on the Pilipinas Live app for 149 pesos as Zoe serves the ball.
You know, so many players stepping into center stage, and our poll question hard to answer here today. That was not managed by Choco Mucho. It's now 5 against 8. Watch this again. Arwan Galang all set to serve. She has 10 points. Oh, yes, sir! Mean Mendres.
This is a such a good feeling for Mayan Mendrez. Imagine just starting today and getting the spotlight for yourself.
Yan ang spotlight, yan ang center stage. Bell. Dapol. Malaluan. Big slide by Gaston. Bell. Long. And it is 10-5 for Choco Mucho.
You gotta love Dina's risks also here in the 5th set. Feeding a lot of sets to the middles, whether it's Matayag or Malaluan.
Not just relying on those easy open sets, because you know those middle attacks, that's a gamble as well, huh? You're attracting the defense as well. It's how quick you deliver them. 10-5 tally here. Matayag. Bell. Ooh, nearly mishitting it. Adorador. Wong. Malaluan. They want it. No whistle. We play on. Mendrez. It's long. They want to challenge it. But what is challengeable there?
I think the floor touch on Verde floor.
Floor touch, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Because if that ball dropped on the floor, then it is a point.
Initially, walang tawag eh, no? Tuloy yung laro eh.
But regardless, this point will not be replayed because if the point remains outside yung palo ni Mendrez, the score remains with CHERY TIGGO. And if the challenge is successful for Choco Mucho, then it is a point for them.
There's clarification.
Wala eh. Tumunog yung buzzer eh. Tumapyok lang. Tumunog. Oo, yung pagka-challenge.
So the challenge will be retained as to whether it hit the floor.
So now we're gonna wait for the video challenge and whether that pancake save by Verde floor is good.
The way I heard it from referee Celso, apparently, oh look at this. This is clearly so.
There is a floor touch. So the point will not be replayed, but it will be awarded to Choco Mucho.
There seems to be there apparently was an inadvertent buzzer or a whistle, but more buzzer than whistle really. But this is significant. It's 11-5 now. Choco with a 7-1 run. Adorador not precisely hit. Wong, Malaluan tries to play long. Bell extends herself. Here comes Gaston. Wong, horizontal move, lateral move. Mendrez battling at the net. Wong, Mendrez. Oh, what a game by Mayan Mendrez.
Mayan Mendrez on her 3rd attempt. She gets the point.
18 points. What a game.
Just look at that. Not even choosing whether it's a good set or not. Kasi kanina, she was also set up by Maddie Matayag. All that's in her mind is to score a point.
Timeout. Let's listen in.
Na tayo. Kailangan makakuha agad tayo. Okay? Tampasa lang ulit. Kaya magpa-plate ko dyan. Walang problema. Importante meron tayong pasa. Okay? Pag manayo, harap si Gata. Tara!
CHERY, bye!
We've got a delicious one happening here, but look at this, Choco Mucho coming to life at probably the right moment with Mayan Mendrez significantly stepping to center stage here today.
Maddie
Bell.
Madayag even loading up on her serves.
Yes.
Regardless whether it's the 5th set, kailangan
Yun ang gusto
manigurado.
ni Coach Dante, di ba? Oh, but excellently blocked, secured, airspace. I think it was Gaston.
This is the character you love from Colleen Gaston, not giving up without a fight. Ganda ng tapat niya doon. And the timing, and the hang time even.
Numbers of Gaston, 12 points on 7 attacks, 4 blocks, and 1 ace.
Kat Bell is now in the front row. That block is very important because it could change the momentum for
Yes.
both teams.
Hindi pa tapos to, ha? Malayo pa to, although 3 points away na ang Choco Mucho.
And now back-to-back points for the crossovers. That's 2 up.
Yun na miss ni Malaluan yun eh. They go in a different direction. Mendres, I think, hit it too long. Masyadong mahaba. Yep, it's outside. No question about it.
And look at the respect, the amount of respect that CHERY TIGGO is giving Mayan Mendres. Matatanggap mo kapag ka-reinforcement triple block, but even to a local triple block
That's
sila.
such a good point. Let's listen in.
Okay, nakakatindihan din. Kapag din dito backline. Okay? Yun lang naman. Yun lang kailangan natin gawin. Oh, 1, 2 deceive lang yan, ha? 1, 2 deceive lang, ha?
Side out lang tayo! Side out lang! Boy! Hey, Choco Mucho! Side out lang! Side out lang! Side out lang! Tsaga! Oh! Pag bumalik ka magulat! Ano di mo mag-block? Asa!
You like a teammate like Tang Ponce, no, ha? Para siyang si Judith Abil, eh. Diba? Kargado sa energy. Just enjoying the game. Tense na tense yung laro, ha? Pero siya, nakatawa lang.
And sometimes those kinds of players, sila yung mga game changers eh. In a sense na they change the energy inside the court.
Para bang, di ba, tatapikin, anong problema mo? Ay, muntik na yun. Dina? Mendres? Oh, by the simplest of ways, it is now a 13-8 game in the 5th, and Choco Mucho beginning to see slightly the finish line.
Don't look now, 3 attackers in front, including Manabat, who's right now number 2 in scoring for Choco Mucho.
15. Adjustment Bell.
Oof.
Oh, what an angle. She enjoyed that.
There's a lot of ways Kat Bell could score. 22 points already. So that wrist action and follow through, going above the blockers.
Robles is back in. Familiar role. 13-9. You know, Choco Mucho is not yet out of this. May huli pang gasp itong Cherry. They took the last 2 sets. Keep that in mind. Mendres. Bell. Yes. That's where you want to go. He has 23.
And I haven't seen a lot of players tower above Santiago Manabat. But of course, Kat Bell, very capable of that.
Oh, that's a perfect description. In the meantime, we have Mendres now replaced by Tobino. (13-10). Tobino, Wong, Santiago Manabat brings them to match point.
They took Mayan Mendres out. But no worries for Santiago Manabat. She can keep the momentum rolling for the Flying Titans.
Des Cheng and I think Cherry Nunag over there. We are at match point. Bell. Oh, Faki, what a big dig. Blocked. One more time. Ponce alanganin. Yes, it was too close to the net. Tang knew it.
Kat Bell keeping the crossovers alive. Choco Mucho just needing 1 more point to seal this game and finally go back to the win column. Their last win can't even remember since it was far off against Zeus Coffee.
Malaluan. This is a tough one. Nabor, free ball, chance to attack. Paki full swing, recovered, retained. Bell gets it to go, it's inside.
What an effort by the crossovers. Nabor from the front line going all the way there to the bleachers just to keep that ball in play. And just look at Cat Bell with the finishing touches.
Timeout requested by Choco Mucho.
Dito, meron tayo dito. Okay, nagkaintindihan, ha? Nagkaintindihan, ha? Isang maganda receive lang tayo, ha? Yung maalala, pag binigay ng bola, tigil nyo na talaga upesa, ha? Okay, go, 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 go!
Dante Alinsunurin's message, simple. That's his familiar refrain. One good pass and we probably will ice this. They will be in attack mode because they will be receiving here.
Very crucial serve for Jasmine Nabor. We know she's a steady server.
Mendres is back in. But she's in the back row. 2-point game. Ponce. Dina Wong. Oh! Santiago Manabat ices it and Choco Mucho takes the win.
First conference for Santiago Manabat, but look at the amount of impact he has injected into the team.
Oh, look at this. This is going to be the Panalo play of the game brought to you by Yakult. Yakult every day, every day. Okay.
The team has lost so much offense, of course, with the absence of MVP CC Rondina, but look at the people who replaced her really collaborating to still get a win over top contender in the CHERY TIGGO crossovers. Complete
big
team
win.
effort.
This is a big win. It's a morale boosting win more than anything else, given the situation they found, as you had described it so correctly. But take nothing away from CHERY TIGGO because they've also played their hearts out. They could have easily lost it in the third, actually, as the imports are at center court, just greeting each other. Parang kamusta na? Okay ba pagkain dyan?
That's right. And of course, for CHERY TIGGO, despite the loss, this is still the ideal way to lose because you earn some points of the quotient.
And Alexis Tinsa is with our best player. Sino ba?
We have, of course, no other than Mean Mendres, our surprise starter for this game.
Let's go, Alexis.
Seven Mela here with me is player of the game, the exploding titan for the game. Na talaga napasigaw mo yung buong arena, man. Congratulations on 18 points, 14 attacks, 2 blocks, 2 aces, and 15 excellent receptions. So what was going through your mind as you were high up in the air? You were down on the floor. Ano yung naging mindset mo for the entire 5 sets? Kasi talagang kita naming sumabog ka.
Yung pinaka-mindset lang namin is makuha namin yung game na to dahil hindi pa naman tapos. And one game at a time lang kami and focus lang kami na manalo today.
Good job, man! And with that, you came from back-to-back losses pero nakita natin that you sealed this hard-earned victory. Anong pakiramdam mo ngayon?
Sorry, di ko marinig.
Anong pakiramdam mo as you seal this hard-earned victory? Talagang dikita ng puntos pero you managed to get that end game.
Super thankful lang ako sa coaches, of course, sa tiwala na binigay nila sa akin. And syempre, sa mga teammates ko na nagpa-feel talaga na nandiyan sila sa likod ko, kada talo ko.
Like what you said, pinaulit-ulit ni Coach Dante Alinsunurin, gaano ka-importante, how big of a factor is trust and confidence with yourself and your teammates?
Yun nga, sobrang laking bagay talaga. And parang yung coaches, sinahayaan lang talaga ako maglaro kung ano yung laro na mismo sa sarili ko, parang nakaguide lang sila para sa sistema nila.
At dahil dyan, may gusto ka bang batiin, man?
Hi sa family ko, Mendres family, kay Mama Lolit, kay Ate Grace, sa mga Tindoy, Balsita family, sa Cruz family. Happy birthday po, Tita Letlet Cruz. Hi, Shelly, Ate Wela, and buong Cruz family. And thank you po sa mga Choco Mucho fans po dyan. Thank you po.
And with that, congratulations again to Man Mendres and to the rest of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, having earned that 5th set victory. And with that, we have the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petrogas Angels coming right up. Stay tuned.
Okay, and thank you, Alexis Tinsay with me. And let's check out again this Panalo play of the game brought to you by Yakult. Yakult every day, okay. Big game. 5 sets tayo, Mela.
Well, first game pa lang yan. We have 2 more games coming right up for your Tuesday volleyball action here in the PVL.
And that's coming up just very quickly. Up next, Petrogas against Creamline. In behalf of Mela Tunay and Alexis Tinsay, and behalf of all of us here, ang samahang 5 sets ng PVL takes care of the first game. Big win by Choco Mucho against CHERY TIGGO.